Those who gave their partner a second chance after they said they would change. How did that turn out?
Many years ago, I dated a girl, and about a year into the relationship, I had this gut feeling that it wasn't right. Everything was about her at all times, and even in my early mid-20s, I knew these things weren't right. Things like, if I was texting someone while at her apartment, she'd say something to the effect of, "Why don't you just go home? You clearly don't want to be here." But then I'd put away my phone, and she'd spend the rest of the night staring at hers. Or the time, I don't even remember the stupid reason, but I promise it was so marginally small, that we got into a fight, and after going to bed, she woke me up to tell me I was making her uncomfortable, so I needed to sleep on the couch. But when I went to sleep on the couch, she waited for me to go to sleep before coming out and telling me I was still making her uncomfortable, and I needed to drive the hour home. But when I left the apartment and got to my car, she started screaming at me from the window for leaving her alone. When I broke up with her, she begged me to stay, that she'd change and we'd work out. And I was a dumb kid and didn't want to hurt people's feelings, and my own parents didn't have the greatest relationship, so I kind of just resigned myself to, well, this is the lot I chose. We ended up staying together for another 3 years and moved in together for a brief period. So what happened in those 3 years? She started getting more and more emotionally abusive. I was always wrong about everything. All of my friends were alienated. If they called me to hang out, all couples, I'd say, "Hold on, let me check with GF to see if she wants to go." And then I'd get a phone call 5 minutes later saying, "Actually, NVM, we decided not to hang out." Don't do this to your friends if they're in a toxic relationship, by the way. I know their SO sucks, but it's so isolating. Or the time she actually tried to push me down the stairs and threw things at me and threatened to lie to the cops if I called them. I'm now 5 years happily married.
Been together 10 years and married 2 of them. We both broke up with each other once. He broke up with me at 3 months. I broke up with him at 2 years, both times. The breaker told the dumped why and that we wanted to stay friends. The dumped stepped up to the plate and worked on themselves. His reason was, I was extremely mentally unwell, and while he was willing to help me through it, at that time I wasn't trying to improve like I should have been. My reason was, I felt I always came last. He always put the needs of others before mine. I appreciate how he is always there for friends and family, but as his girlfriend I didn't even feel like second potato, I was like ninth. Obviously those issues are far in the past.
When I was trying to leave him the second time, he teamed up with my mom and together they kidnapped my child. My mom lives 3,000 miles away from me. I came home from work one day and my husband and kid were gone. Police wouldn't do anything for me because your child is with their father and we didn't have a parenting plan in place yet. I got a call a few days after they disappeared from my mother, who said, "Your husband and child are coming to live with me." No further explanation was offered. She just kept saying, "You know what you did." My husband had told her lies and stories about how I was mistreating our child, and instead of my mom talking to me about it, she just believed him, hook, line, and sinker. I did get my child back 2 months later. The incident happened 10 years ago this week. If I didn't take him back after our first separation, this never would have had to happen to us.